Well, here we are. This looks like the replacement robot. There's a for me. Yep, as expected, and it looks very similar, not exactly the same as the one I have had previously. Okay, in this case we won't actually assemble everything because we already have a lot assembled from the previous one, so we will focus on the bits that didn't work, which was really the Mega and the shield. We may try the NRF and the 6050, quite possibly, but we'll put all those back in there for the time being, and we'll put that box to one side. And before we do anything with those two chaps, we'll have a look and see where we were with the old system, or the first system. And here is the controller, and that was built successfully with the addition of an external battery for convenience. And on the first system, this would actually communicate with the rover, except of course the rover was not powered for the motors. Switch that off. Here is the rover with the Mega attached, and as you can see the motors are not connected. Here was the top, and I fitted a little switch in anticipation of being able to switch the power supply on and off. Here is one of the shields, and here is the other shield that was sent. In fact, if I look carefully, I could probably tell you which one was the first one, which was the second. This was the first one because it has a blown capacitor, which happened the moment the power for the motors was supplied on the blue connection block. And this is the replacement shield, which has the 6050 and the NRF already fitted, and that did nothing, absolutely nothing, when plugged into there. During my tests I also took one of my own Megas and tried connecting that to the shields to see if anything could be made to work. Ultimately, I think the conclusion was that when this shield blew, it may have done something to the Mega. I can't see anything on there, nothing visual. When this shield arrived, it was dead. Absolutely nothing from the word go. So we don't get confused, I think what we will do is just put a little mark on, well, maybe this one, because this one's obviously the first one because of the damaged capacitor. This one's not so obviously going to be different to this shield, so I will mark it just so it doesn't get confused. There we go, little black mark on there. So, well, perhaps we should do a quick review of the situation, and let's go with this one. Let's plug this one in, and I have to say this is pretty tricky. These pins are very slim, and you'll note that I've put some insulating tape over the top of the USB connector, and I've also trimmed off the excess pin lengths here to ensure there were no short circuits. Something I'm familiar with doing because it's not uncommon. And we're lined up. Ease this in, and there it is. And we'll do a quick check for any shorts, potential shorts, and there aren't any. And really, it couldn't go any further in. So I hope that those are making good connections, because it is as far in as it could go. So let's have a look at what we've got here. Let's plug the USB in, and we will start a serial monitor. We'll plug it in and see what we can see. Well, note we haven't put the NOF. Let's just get everything in, otherwise it may stop on the initialization, particularly if the devices aren't in. So here we go. Another final visual check. Here we go. Let's plug it in, and we've got some power. The green LED on the Mega came on very briefly and then went off again. There's no, on the shield, I beg your pardon, on the shield there is no lights come on the Mega at all. And if we check the serial monitor, and it appears to be nothing there. So we'll unplug that, do a sanity check with this Mega, and that's come up on COM 6. So the Mega will connect if it needs be. So we'll go back to this one and we'll see if this one connects. And this time we've got a COM3, and we've got the LED on all the time, and we've got power on the board, which, as you saw previously, was not the case, and it's connected on a different port, COM port. However, there is an unpleasantly hot smell coming off this, and it's probably something to do with that capacitor there. I'm fairly certain that's not good, so let's switch this on just in case. This is certainly a lot further than it's ever gone before since the problem. And we actually have something for a change, which is desperately embarrassing, because this refused to do this. As you can see, the green lights for the green LEDs for the motors are doing something or other. All the lights are on there, yet you could see that the very first time we plugged it in, it didn't work. And we have gesture information coming up here, so we know these two chaps are talking to one another. I feel inclined to try the other card, the other shield now. Sneak this off. It's a right difficult thing to do. I may need to encourage it a trifle. Okay, I took that shield off and managed to waggle the second shield on. I took the opportunity to move the camera around just a little bit at the same time to make it easier to see, I hope. So there we are. Second shield, which had been dead completely. However, the Mega did not seem to be working either when the test was done. We'll put the NRF in. There she goes. And the 6050. Make sure it's properly seated. Quick sanity check for shorts and anything else. Shield won't go down any further than that. And well, there we go. Let's plug it in. We'll also have a look to see if we get a COM port connection. Well, the Mega's come on. You can probably see the light there. And I had a beep to indicate that it had connected. So we're connected on COM 3. And we should do a check to see whether the device is talking to the controller, even though the lights haven't come on. And the controller has gone into waiting mode. So that's why I concluded that this second board didn't do anything. So we can switch that off because that's not ever going to connect. And we can unplug that. And we can do a quick sanity check. And they did look very, very similar. And the only thing I'd say that was different was this device here has been resoldered or badly soldered, certainly compared to the one on the first board. I'm inclined to put those just to one side, to open up these two chaps and see what we have. Pins all over the place again. Need a bit of attention before they'll plug in. But let's do a visual check of the two. Not that one, obviously. We'll check the shield against the shield visually anyway. Look the same, got the same number on the back. I have no reason to suspect that they would be any different. And the Mega, well, we probably need to prise this little chap off again, so I might have to provide a little bit of encouragement on the corners just to get it going, because they are very tight with all these pins. I think that'll be it. Okay, let's have a quick look at the board, and I really don't expect to be able to see any different at all. So let's just start our test by plugging this Mega in. And we've got a power light, and it's connected on its own COM port. COM port 27 in fact. And it's flashing the LED. So it could be doing something or other. Let's take the new shield with the good capacitor, and you can probably have to wait for me to wiggle all these pins into place. Gosh, that's going to be horrible. I think I shall probably make a cut in the video around this stage until I manage to get everything plugged in. In fact, what I'll do before I do that, I shall put some tape on here, and I shall cut these pins off to stop a little accident from happening. So, a bit of insulating tape. Okay. Oops, there we go. Get it lined up better than that. Okay, and if we look very carefully, we see that there's a very good chance, can you see that on the camera? There's a very good chance of these pins on this motor, and quite possibly on the one of the connector blocks, coming into contact. So we'll just relieve those a little bit. Certainly take that, 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 and that back, just a tiny bit, just to make life a little bit more comfortable. And back on with putting the thing together again. Gosh, this is dreadful. They're in. We won't go too far until we get this side in. Certainly the pins lined up, all on the same plane anyway. There we go. What about these here? Nope, something's not going. I can't feel which one's tight. So, it's going in, and we're very close. As you can see, this would be a potential disaster zone for somebody who didn't take any care. Push the shield further down, it would short potentially on that ground pin, which may not be much of a problem, but I certainly wouldn't want these other pins touching. And I will take the NRF at 6050, which we know work, so we don't have to worry about that. Plug those in there, and not quite such a good fit on this one. But they're in. And another visual check. Looking good. That's a direct replacement to that without being on the robot bottom. So let's just prepare to plug it in. Make a bit of space here. A bit messy. And we have lift off, perhaps. We have lights on. We have COM27, and we all shall power up. Controller's gone into waiting mode. And it's stuck in waiting mode. Okay, switch that off for a moment. We'll unplug that. And of course what we're going to do is, and oops, sort of look, gosh, this one does go really close to that USB port. Don't really like these big shields. Okay, looking good. So this is back to the very first shield, which does have that blown capacitor, which we've seen working and not working. Let's plug it in. Oops, let's unplug it. And put those chaps back in. Yep, definitely fits a little bit better. And off we go. In this case, the light's not come on. See if it came on while I wasn't watching. Yep, on, off and died. Gosh, that's really painful. So, we've got a shield. In fact, what I'll do is I will ensure that my own shield has, I think actually it has already got the rover sketch on it. So we'll just eke this one out again. Oh, I hate you. I hate this. She comes. Just about to pop off. Alright. Shield, last shield, shield number 3. On top of my Mega. Ooh, that fits in nicely. Smooth in there, very close to that. So we'll put some tape back on top of there. Proving harder to do. Just in case, and looking good. My shield, my Mega, and the Sainsmart shield, and the lights die. So I'm not really anticipating there being any success. I'm going to unplug it before I could possibly damage my Mega, in case anything's not right with this shield or these shields. Generally, not happy with what we're getting here. Put it to one side. So let's go back to a scenario that's worked, which is the original shield and the original Mega, which we've seen work and not work. Here we go. So that looks good, as good as we can expect. Let's plug it in, see what we get. And we have some lights which have faded this time. Looked good for a moment. Fades quickly this time. Wow, wow. Let's just see if we can't power that. Another way. snatch a 9-volt battery off the side there, plug that into the and that is powering it. So using a different source rather than the USB, we have got something. Let's put the controller on. And we're getting gesture information. So unplug that, switch that off, and instantly the question is that if we take the new Mega and the new board and powered it, grown. Okay. Quick sanity check here. Switch this on. Plug that into there. Just wanted to make sure that button was doing nothing with respect to the gesture information. Oop, it hesitated there for a moment. Nope, seems to be working fine. Okay, so we have the new one and the new one. And it doesn't light the board up. Whew. Common sense says put the new board on the old Mega, new shield on the old Mega, power with the battery and see what happens. So, well, let's restart this just in case it's stuck in a loop. No, it's in waiting mode, so not working. Unplug that, sneak this board off. Sneak this board off with its gosh, this is hard. And put the latest board, latest shield, call it the right name, on to the very first Mega. Line up these dreadful pins. One of them must be out somewhere because it doesn't like it. Hey, we're in. So this is a combination that has not been tried, but we have had the original Mega and the damaged shield working once off the USB, and I'm surprised it doesn't always work off the USB. So my experience is that what currently exists on here doesn't draw much current, but let's see what we have. The Mega lights have come on. Afraid to say the shield lights haven't. Okay, I guess we should do one more test, and I'll use my own Mega, and just to make sure that it's updated with the rover, we will upload the upright rover sketch as supplied, and whoops, board Mega 0.6, go. Compiling sketch. Done uploading. Quick sanity check on the fact that it's at least running. This means opening serial monitor, COM6, set up, excellent. So that's it, it's loaded. So we'll disconnect that, we'll pick the damaged but sometimes functional shield, plug it together, we'll have the IMU and the NRF off there, plugged in, and running off. Well, let's start with the USB. I don't think there's anything happening there. Controllers, going through its startup routine, and has gone into waiting. I suspect it will stay there forever. So now we'll charge it, power it on, 9 volts. And strangely nothing. I'll just reboot this just in case. Still waiting, so that's not working. Well, nothing else left to try.